What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bionic Podcast. We are on episode number 17 with a Team Bionic Athlete newly joined. Our guest today is Jeedo Jeansipen. Say what's up, bro.
Hey, guys. What's up?
So I know it's been a while since I recorded the last podcast, everybody, but I just wanted to kick off the comeback with a huge opportunity for Team Bionic this weekend, Saturday, November 20th. I'm going to try and post this on Friday, so the night before the show, like, it'll just be scheduled to go live. But if you guys don't know, I was competing for a show called the King Kong Classic. So what I'm going to do, bro, is just give everybody a little bit of a background story before we start off with all the questions I have for you.
Yeah.
But basically, I was prepping for a show with Rachel, and then Michelle and Liam are our other athletes. Liam is going to be doing bodybuilding and classic physique. The girls are going to be doing wellness and bikini, and I was going to be doing men's physique. So we have like pretty much athletes in almost every category except for like the larger women category. But yeah, so basically we were 4 weeks out, and I get a consultation booking from a guy named Jeedo, and I'm like, okay. And then we got on Zoom, and what did you say? You were like, yo, I want to compete.
Well, at first I was very hesitant. I didn't know if I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I really wanted to do it. But then I started seeing more of your story, preparing the other athletes, and then I'm like, okay, I really want to get into this myself, because seeing how you were preparing other people, it got me really, like, that got me into it. Like, I want that for myself too.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at the King Kong Classic event, and looking at, like, you put the tag, I'm training these athletes for the King Kong Classic. Once I looked at the King Kong Classic itself, I'm like, hey, maybe I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really through looking at Team Bionic and how you set up your athletes, and I'm like, I want to partake in something like that. You know what I mean? That's what first got me into consulting.
That's awesome. Yeah, bro. So when you booked that, I was like, we had never really chatted too much other than you telling me that you wanted to book a consultation. And this was, I checked the dates on everything. It was September 7th.
Yeah.
You messaged me and you're like, yo, want to talk more about bodybuilding, whatever. And then like you kind of tell everybody, like when I talked to you on Zoom that day, you mentioned that you were kind of like getting lean yourself and kind of just like dieting down yourself. Like did you know that you wanted to do the show like kind of like at 8 weeks out or 10 weeks out?
Honestly, I wasn't, well, it's my first time ever like going through bodybuilding, so I wasn't sure of an idea. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like winging it on my own. But as soon as I reached out to Team Bionic, that's where it got more concrete in my head that I want to do this, and I can do this. But by myself, just thinking of it, it was kind of like an idea, but not really a goal. But as soon as I booked the consultation, it then became a goal. It then became something real.
Yeah,
you know
reality sets in, and you're like, wait a second, I'm actually going to be getting on stage.
Exactly.
I got a coach now.
That's it. The coach factor is what really got me to commit to it. And I think that's what was missing in my whole routine, because I thought I had it figured out until I met Team Bionic, honestly.
So yeah, and you know, like right away, I was like, yo, take your shirt off on Zoom. Remember?
Yeah,
I was straight up like, okay, yo, like let's be real here. Anybody that knows me knows I'm like a zero bullshit guy. And if you were like obviously not ready, so guys, it was 35 days out exactly, so it was like just over 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And another athlete of mine that I've prepped, Dale, and he came to me at 3 weeks out of his first show in like 2018 or 2019, and he looked kind of around the same as you in terms of like you guys like were lean, like had that conditioning, but like not obviously on like a stage level. So I was like, okay, for sure we can do this in 4 weeks. I knew that you had at least done enough to get yourself 4 weeks out. And now tell everybody like the you know, the small changes and stuff that you've noticed like since like getting a coach.
I don't know about small changes.
Yeah, major changes.
They were like I said, I thought I really had it figured out towards dieting and also just being like in a healthy kind of lifestyle. But it really, like, Team Bionic really solidified like a compass, if I could say, a direction as to what I can do or what I'm capable of doing, because I thought I was pretty much capable of doing like a lot of things in bodybuilding, but Team Bionic showed more of my potential. So that's where I kind of realized, okay, this is really real, because there's a whole aspect of bodybuilding that Team Bionic and coach you bring that I thought that I had this down. Like nutrition, for example, is one thing that's major that I believe that, okay, I can understand that, but you really brought a solid structure to my nutrition. And that's what I think came down to the major changes that I saw in my body. Like I was lean before, but now I'm actually, seeing the differences. And like we talked about this, like I was about 178 or so, close to 180 when we just started training. And I dropped literally about 16, 17 pounds till today, but I look bigger.
In
right?
like that's 2 to 3 weeks, bro.
Exactly, and that's why I never thought that possible, because I always thought the more you wait, the more you'll look bigger and stuff like that. But it's really not the case, for example. So the nutrition knowledge that Team Bionic brought to my structure really just solidified and uncovered my potential and really put me on the road to really uncover my potential, what I think. So I really made the right choice, I think.
And bro, you tell everybody your potential. Like, you want to be a men's physique champ.
My gosh, that's well definitely men's physique is something that I want to be introduced in bodybuilding. I feel like it's a great introductory for me.
Yep.
Overall, we do want to compete in classic in regards to me having
like
that as
goals.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
as my IFBB career, I want to be in classic. But my men's physique, I really want to get this introductory and really get into the world of bodybuilding. And I could not have chosen a better team. I'm just saying, honestly.
That's awesome, bro. I appreciate the kind words. And you know what, man? Like, so another thing I wanted to bridge from that was, so you signed up and whatever, and then I actually stopped my competition prep, right? So the day that, so it was like 4 days after I decided to stop when you signed up. And for anybody listening, what happened was I was competing in men's physique as well. And then I asked Jeedo how tall he was, and he was like, I'm 6 foot. And I'm like, oh, I'm 5'11" and a half. So we would be in the same category. And I was like, you know what? I'm more focused on being a coach, and like this is something I just want to like kind of share with everybody, is like when I started Team Bionic, like I basically competed to show everybody like why, like that I could do it. You know what I mean? That like as a coach, like here's the thing, guys, like I've always wanted to be like the bodybuilding coach, like the nutrition guy, the guy that like can get you peeled for a show, that guy that can get anybody a 6-pack type of thing. And like when people think like I want to get shredded, they think like of Team Bionic helping them out or whatever, almost like it should be like a no-brainer.
Yep.
And even though like I'm young and I'm really trying to like spread that throughout the GTA and like really grow my brand or whatever, I was gonna get on stage again to like continue to prove that like I can still do it. I'm in the trenches with my athletes. I wanted everybody to see that like I'm not just sitting back and telling people to eat healthy. Like I can also go through the grind and kind of lead by example. But I felt like some sort of moral, like controversial like stuff going on in my mind, and I was like, you know what, like I need to open up the pathway for Jeedo to go in, and it's his first show. Like I've already competed twice before. Anybody that knows me knows I've gone on stage when I was younger, and I took like 2 to 3, 4 years off to gain some size and get back out there. But you know, at the end of the day, I wanted to make the right decision, and I think that this guy's potential is through the roof, and we're gonna clean out this show no problem. And I really want to focus on just being the best coach possible for you guys. Like Michelle, Rachel, Liam, and Jeedo will get 100% of me on show day, instead of like if I was depleted, like let's say I continued to do the show with you guys, I'd be dead. I'd be brain dead. You guys would be brain dead, and I'd be the one in charge of like pumping you guys up and carbing you up. And I didn't want like my performance as a coach to like deteriorate because my like I was depleting myself too.
And if I can say, it really shows the focus that you have as a coach really shows in my physique, in what I'm doing, especially my workouts, for example, because not only are they were very gruesome. We're at peak week, we're kind of okay right now, but before there were workouts that not only pushed me to a limit of where I can actually find a new limit, right? So it wasn't just that you were pushing me towards something that I couldn't do, but it's something that I could do and potentially find more. And that's where I think by you not, well, I don't want to say stepping down, but it really created a focus that that allows you, like I said, gives you the time to focus on the athlete themselves, but the athletes see the respect that you have for our time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's huge because time is something you can never take back. So
Exactly.
by you giving us that time, it really shows that you are committed as a coach to see results in us. And that's something personally I really appreciate, because it helps me a lot to, like I said, to uncover my potential. And that's something that I've always struggled with. But as soon as I really joined this team, it's something that I sleep, drink, and eat about,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's definitely appreciated that you're spending so much time on us. And nonetheless, it's showing, and you guys will see that it will show.
Yeah, you got
right.
A little promo quickly. Saturday night, be there. You know,
Be there. That's you better
straight up
get
bro.
vaccinated.
Yeah, literally though. Show up to this show, honestly, bro. And you know, for me, it was kind of like a no-brainer. I waited the 4 days because he was coming to the Bionic gym to train and to like go through like posing for the first time and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just wanted to tell you in person, like, yo, it's your time to shine, buddy. Like, I'm just gonna focus on dialing everybody in. And another thing is too, guys, like I've talked about this on the podcast, and the cool thing about all these episodes is I've always like kind of talked about my own journey. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when I had a bad coach and he was kind of treating me like garbage and making me wait in parking lots and all this type of shit, and kind of just like not really making me feel like taken care of. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I took like an oath to myself to be like, yo, listen, like, you ever gonna make anybody experience the sport of bodybuilding, you make them experience it in the best way possible so that they love the sport and they had fun and they enjoyed themselves. They ate treats, they were happy, they got the medals that they wanted, they were happy with the results, the way they looked, and the whole experience in general. You know what I mean?
That's
versus
huge.
like, if you're like, you go there and your coach shows up late, or like, this is what this guy did to me, he showed up late to prejudging and didn't even come backstage with me, and I bought him $100 backstage pass out of my own pocket. I don't even make you guys pay for the backstage pass. I pay out of my own pocket the $100 because I want the entire experience. I don't want to be like, oh, this prick coach, he fucking made us all pitch for his backstage pass. You're paying me to be your coach. Why would I not be there? And why would you have to pay for me to be there?
That's huge.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I saw all these holes in like the actual like human relationship between coach and athlete. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm gonna make these guys my best friends. They're gonna come into my house. I'm gonna cook them meals. I'm gonna drive them to the tan the day of. I picked you up from your house. This guy lives in Markham, and I was like, you know what, bro? I'll pick you up. Fuck it. I don't want you to take a 3-hour bus ride here or whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to make it like as stress free as possible and as enjoyable as possible for you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but if
You
I
can feel that energy too.
and you know what, bro? If I was 2 weeks out and I was like on low carb, I probably wouldn't be able to give you that. You know what I mean? So basically, as the athletes become fragile and like babies, I'm there to take care of them and to make them feel like, okay, you know, Jules, if I need whatever, a meal cooked Friday night. Like, let's say I'm in your hotel room and you are gassed and you're in bed. I'll make you the meal. I don't give a fuck. I'm not there to like for myself or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So, that's something that I also understood. Like, I couldn't divide my energy between X amount of things. Like, I had to like start taking things off my own plate to be like, okay, these now all the athletes can be at 100%. Like, let's say I was competing, everybody would have been at 80% and I would have been at 60. Fuck that. Now everybody's going to be at 100.
Yeah.
They're going to be like the absolute best version of themselves. It's not even going to be a question. So that was kind of my like reasoning behind everything. And another thing is too, I went ghost on social for like so long just now. Like the past like 3-4 weeks, like on my personal page, like I haven't posted anything. Just because, like, you know, like, try to stay a little low-key sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, stay under the radar. And I was like, hey, let me just keep promoting my athletes or whatever. And a lot of people started noticing, like, but Jules isn't posting anything about himself. So I think, like, it was kind of, like, either people were, like, wondering or whatever. Like, even just, like, the close people around me that, like, support my journey. And that's why today on my Instagram, I was like, yo, today's Tuesday. Just to give everybody context, this will come out on Friday, the Friday before the show. But just for context, like, I finally put on my Insta story, like, hey guys, we have a new men's physique athlete representing Team Bionic at the King Kong Classic. It's just not going to be me, like, pretty much. And then everyone's like, oh, like, aren't you like sad that you're not going to compete? Like, dude, I lost like 23 pounds in like 8 to 9 weeks. Like I look great. I feel great. You know, I'm happier than I was when I was like 23 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've kept the weight off. I'm looking great in the gym or whatever. So it's not like the work was for nothing. You know, people think that like, oh, now it's like it was for nothing. Like I'm just trying to like also just live a healthy lifestyle in general, right?
Yeah, you did mention about like some people thinking that being over 200 pounds is something idealistic, for example. But speaking on the fact that it's something that makes you feel good, I think that's where like it should be. Like if you feel good in your own body and you're not looking at someone else's like, oh, you're at 200 pounds and oh, that's big and strong and stuff like that. I think that's really egoistic thinking rather than actually rationally thinking for yourself. So I think that is also motivating us as athletes, seeing that if you're focusing on yourself in that way, but still giving us the time of your focus, for example, it shows not only dedication in Team Bionic, but it shows self dedication. Pardon me, I can't think.
Yeah, it's okay, bro. You're on peak week. You got to pass. You got to pass.
Self dedication in yourself, and to be honest with you, that's what a coach needs, because you can't teach dedication. Dedication is something that's actually really given, and it's something that's within. And seeing you so dedicated on into us and also into your own drive, but not like distracted, it motivates us to have our own dedication within. So that's what I really appreciate. It's not for nothing that you had all that work put up. I think it is always, regardless of the work that you put in, there's always going to be output that impacts someone, at least one person. And I'm impacted, to be honest.
Of course. And you know what? The cool thing too about this fitness industry, about like when you, and here's the thing, guys, straight up, I just want to say this, like when you give out good, like you were saying about feeling my energy, right? Like when you give out good positive energy and like people can tell like I don't do this, like I just worked for myself for the first time like a full calendar year this year. You know what I mean? And the cool thing about that is that, you know, some people are like, oh, like, why don't you have a real job, or like questioning me, or like there's negative people in my life or whatever. But like me staying positive and always just focusing on my clients and like the purity of what I do, like I literally just enjoy helping people, bro. And like it's not fucking complicated. Like I just when somebody else is happy with their results and they're happy in their own body and they feel good and they feel nice when they wake up in the morning, like that makes me happy. Like I get fulfillment out of that. I'm not gonna go work a fucking 9-to-5 job and want to be like not working that job and pissed off every day and whatever, and then like when I come home like I'm pissed at myself or whatever, versus you know, leading by example, caring about my clients, inspiring people, has now led to, and this is what I was going to bridge into, is that now like dudes in the gym and your buddies are now inspired by you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's like a chain reaction, right?
Yeah.
How many dudes are looking at you now being like, I want to look like Jeedo?
It's crazy. Like I told you this morning, like when I work out, for example, at my gym, I'll not all eyes, for example, I'm not super egoistic, but still like it is like a lot of people are looking at me and noticing, wow, this person is incredibly in good shape.
Yeah, and
this
like
person
it's
is
like
driven.
that next level shape though.
Exactly.
Like guys, let's be real. Like if you've seen the Bionic page, if you're listening to this right now, go look at this guy's physique. He's tagged all over the last couple posts of Team Bionic. Like you look like you can tell that you're not just like a normal cut guy, like lean guy at the gym. Like you're like, we like to say in bodybuilding, there's like different levels of conditioning. There's like shredded, ripped, peeled, diced, and then like stage ready. And you're like diced, almost stage ready. And like as soon as we pull your water in the next, like from Tuesday to Friday, like it's over there, baby. So they like the people in the gym are looking and they're like, okay, this isn't normal.
Yeah, literally that's the look on people's faces, like what's going on? Because I work at a gym where it's not a bodybuilder's gym.
Tell them where you work out.
It's actually Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Planet Fitness is if you guys know, they have a no gym intimidation type
like
of factor.
The purple, it's the purple equipment. They have the what's it called, the honk horn.
What is it? Lunk alarm.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're honestly,
if you're like a gym bro, or
I regularly make that alarm go off. I'll tell you that much. Like for simply just working out the way I do, and I'm not working out like you know what I mean.
You're a bodybuilder, bro.
Exactly. I'm working my butt off, and that, for example, is motivating people and seeing, okay, this person is working towards something, right? Because a lot of people, when they work out at the gym, they're working out towards just simply a lifestyle, and that's okay, that's fine. But regardless if it's a lifestyle, having a goal gives you a moral compass. I believe that actually gives you direction, because if you're just working out to work out, to be honest with you, that I don't think there's an end goal. I think motivation is lacking. I think effort is lacking. But when you do have an end goal or something, it doesn't have to be an end goal, like as in I'm going to work out here and that's it. But if you, even on that specific workout, you have a goal, you have a plan, it gives you direction to execute it. And once you finish it, you feel like you've accomplished something. Instead of just working out it's simply just like a line that continues without an end goal. I don't think it's really something that can continue consistently.
It's not as sustainable.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sustainability is not there without a plan. A plan always gives you that sustainability to keep going, because you do feel like you accomplished something. Every time I finish our workouts, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Like, I did that. I was capable of doing that. So definitely.
For sure, bro. And that another thing is too, like, Bionic has been a thing for like 4.5 years, but I was telling you this earlier, like I've been in the gym for like 10-11 years, like since grade 9.
Damn.
So, you know, for me, like always like knowing like as a natural bodybuilder, like your back and your chest and your delts like can never be big enough. You know, you can always get bigger. And that's the cool thing about bodybuilding, is that there's no such thing as that perfect physique. You know, it's kind of like an endless journey of you just constantly trying to get better and better every day. And I think that's why bodybuilding becomes like addicting for people, because it's good to be better all the time. You know, it makes you healthier. Like have you ever eaten this many veggies in one day?
Oh my goodness,
No.
Veggies, the greens.
Yeah.
I have not, but I feel
like your digestion's good. You feel good. Like
I feel awesome. I feel great eating my veggies.
This guys, audience, fucking 4 days out from a show. Draining water. This guy's telling me he feels great.
I feel awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, so think about like the ranges before the show. Like maybe like your conditioning like at 4 weeks out specifically or whatever. You know, if people can eat a lot of vegetables, eat high protein, eat good carb sources, like what are you eating? Sweet potato, rice. Like people think it's a fucking secret. Like it's not a secret. I literally post on Team Bionic, these are the best carbs for you.
Yep.
Rice, sweet potato, rice cakes, whatever, bananas, good shit. Like, so obviously you're gonna feel good if you're eating clean, you know what I mean? So bodybuilding is like, for example, like some of my athletes, after they competed, now in their regular life, they're eating foods and like the food sources from their preps in different ways or whatever, but now they just overall live a better lifestyle than they did before they competed. You know what I mean?
I can definitely say before, when I was eating different kind of carbs, because for example, candy has carbs, but that's a high sugar carb, for example. I would wake up in the morning feeling tired, exhausted. I don't want to get up from bed. Now with the carbs that I ate just prior, for example, especially when we had my high carb day, for example, I woke up feeling tired but energized. Like not tired like as in like, oh, I'm exhausted,
but your muscles had energy. Like
exactly. That's the difference. There's a mentally type of tired, and physically your body, like I can't get up type of tired. I have not felt that since we started with Team Bionic. I can honestly say that. So there is a huge difference as to what kind of carb intake you do. And definitely you brought that knowledge. Definitely.
For sure, bro. And some people don't understand like how simple like just like the sources you choose, you know? Like even on like the smallest thing, like brown rice versus white rice, like your like the level on the glycemic index and which one releases insulin at a higher rate and whatever. You know what I mean? So like when you get into bodybuilding, because it's down to that detail, you get to learn your body. Also, like you learn your body, and also I will learn your body. You know what I mean? As your coach, like
you learned it quick, man. You learned it quick.
Quick times, bro.
Like quick. I did not expect you to understand my body as quick as you did. Honestly, that was definitely surprising in my point.
That's something that I think I would say the word that comes to mind is adaptability. You know, like if I get an athlete like, and I see like, okay, like I give you a plan, like the first like, because I remember I told you like right away we're doing check-ins every day. So all my athletes, to put into context for you guys, so most of my athletes, or all my athletes going into the King Kong show, from 12 weeks in, it was like check-ins like Wednesdays and Sunday mornings, really, like, or like, and then at like, that's from like 12 weeks out to 8 weeks out. Then from 8 weeks out to 4 weeks out, it was like every other day. And then at 4 weeks out, I was like, okay, I need to see your physique every single day. I need to know, like, whatever. Did you go to the bathroom in the morning? No. How much did you pee last night?
He'll know the changes.
Yeah.
Any changes, he'll pick them up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So, straight up, this guy knows that if anything is missed or done, whatever, I have a crazy knack for it, even though it's online. Like, people would think, like, how well can you know someone's body if you've never trained them in person? I saw you once.
Yeah,
and then for like 2.5, 3 weeks after, I didn't see you at all. And every single time I made a change or whatever, it dialed you in more and more and more. The scale kept going down. Like you said, you were at 178 and now you're at 160.
160, yeah, 161.
Yeah, 161.
In the morning, 159, literally. Like in the morning, like 159, that's where I would be.
So we're about 20 pounds down in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you realize, bro, you realize that like even though you feel like you're lean and whatever, like competition lean is like different game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And question, do you feel like you've lost any size?
No whatsoever. I feel like I've gotten bigger in size, but I've gotten lighter. Like
people are gonna be like, "Yo, this guy's on steroids, bro." What the fuck?
That's
well, that's all what people are already thinking, eh?
They should check my blood because I guarantee you, it's all natural over here.
Hey, you know what, man? If they're gonna make you piss, it's a compliment.
That's it.
I'll fucking take it. We know you're not on shit, so
that's it.
That's the funny thing, bro. Is that like these little things will make such a big difference. Like I was saying with like the small little food choices and whatever, and. Another thing is too, like you told me what you were eating before. So at the beginning we went with that. You're like, I like salmon. I'm like, okay, fucking eat salmon, whatever, bro. I know the workouts.
Sweet potatoes and stuff.
I knew the workouts were gonna get the job done too, bro. Right? Then we mixed in a little bit of HIIT cardio, a little bit of steady state.
Oh, that was nice. The HIIT cardio.
Right?
That was nice.
And then this guy was like, I'm a soccer player. I got it. Whatever.
Wait till you get hit.
Remember when we did it in the gym?
Oh, my goodness. I might as well had a bucket beside me because I was sweating for days, Yeah. My goodness, that felt good. And after that cardio, I felt great.
That's what I like to do to let everybody know. Like I had also Liam come on. So Jeedo started now. You're gonna come on again. We're gonna have you on again after the show. With there might be a little bit of sound disruption because your medals might be clanging back and forth a little bit. But I'm gonna definitely have Liam, Rachel, and Michelle on all after the show to get everybody's kind of perspective on how it was, how they enjoyed it, what they felt like, the nerves or whatever backstage, and just like kind of tell the story, And another thing is too, I want you guys to be like super present. And I keep saying this to you guys, like this next week and Friday night and Saturday morning, like let's really like don't be stressed, don't be nervous about the stage. And we talked about this earlier in the car, like. Just enjoy it, and then when you come on and we talk about it after, you'll realize like, damn, like that was probably the coolest shit ever that I've done or whatever, and it's gonna feel great. But I wanted to get you on before and also have you come to the gym because even with Liam, our bodybuilder and our classic physique athlete, he came to stay at my house for a night and 2 days. So he came up on like a Tuesday. Then we ate meals together. I was also on prep at the time. This was before Jeedo joined. And we ate some meals together. Then we went to the gym. And it was really important to me as their coach to, even with the girls, I've worked out with the girls multiple times. But for me to be there in person while they're training. So I can see, okay, what angles do they do the exercises at? What are they looking like or whatever? And the good thing with you too is you posted a lot of stories of you working out. So I was getting a visual on how you move, your contractions, this, that, whatever. So I fucking crushed Liam that night. I was like, bro, let's go. This kid's so strong, man. Liam, if you're listening, fucking kid's stronger than me, bro. I was like, holy shit. He's 18. I'm 23. To put it into perspective for you, I was like, holy shit. Crushed a huge workout with him after. Then he did cardio or whatever. And then we did posing. I put him through the ringer and posing, like quarter turns, fucking all kinds of classic bodybuilding posing or whatever. And then same thing with you. When you came here to the gym and you trained at the Bionic gym, I put you through a fucking hectic workout. I was like not letting you rest at all. I was like busting his ass, like screaming at him, fucking more reps, let's go, make it burn, like all this intense ass shit. Yeah. And then after that, I was like, okay, let's do some cardio. And I'm the type of guy that I'm like in your face, and I believe that it always depends on the person. And this is what I learned in school, guys. Like learning personal training in school, like you need to know what you can say and what you can't say to certain people. You know what I mean? What gets this person going versus what gets that person going. Some people you can be loud or whatever. Some people you can't. Some people you didn't know, like, okay, this person needs a bit more softer love.
Versatile.
Those you'll still get it out of them, but like just in a different way or whatever, right?
Yep.
But you telling me that you're an athlete. Another thing is too, this guy told me he was coached by Italians growing up playing soccer. I said, okay, he's definitely been fucking yelled at before for sure. You know what I mean? I was like, my dad was my soccer coach. He's Italian guy. We got fucking yelled at.
Yep.
And I was like, all right. So during his sprints, I was like, let's go. Yelling at him like, pick it up. And we did 20 30-second interval sprints, and this guy did them as hard as he could, literally to the point where like he was huffing and puffing and like dying or whatever. But
that was the hardest that I've ever done. Actually, that was the hardest that I've ever done. The intervals for, definitely, I can tell you that much. Definitely.
And that's it, bro. I like to set the tone.
God.
Let you know. This is what you signed up for.
You set the tone all over the ground, man.
And everything, bro. Exercises, all kinds of stuff, and that's another thing too. Is like, I'm very like repetitive with you guys. It might sound like I'm like a broken record, but I'm like, make sure you're calm. Why do you have to be calm, Jeedo? Tell them.
Well, you have to be in what way, if I may?
Like just like to make yourself a successful bodybuilder.
Well, you have to have your mind together. Like calmness also allows you to be structured, I think, honestly, in regards to like going back to having a moral compass. It allows you to not only not overthink, but overwhelm yourself. Because I feel like when you're overwhelmed, you miss plans, you miss what you're supposed to do, and you miss direction. So staying calm and really finding your zen as you speak of it allows you to how do you say, perform in your elements. You know what I mean?
Like optimal.
Exactly.
Like in your optimal state.
You don't over try, you don't overthink, you know exactly what you're doing. You're calm, cool, and collected. And I feel like people forget about how important it is to be like that, because they think bodybuilding, they think extremeness, they think it's harsh and this and that. But actually being calm, cool, and collected allows you to literally have things structured. I cannot use a better word than structured, because that's really, when I think of calm, I think of structure. I think of following a structured plan. So it's very important to be calm and collected, for sure.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, and like executing, right? That's basically what you're.
That's it.
You're very focused on executing what it is ahead of you. And during this peak week too, I told everybody, like, Thursday things could change. Thursday I could add more carbs, like whatever it may be, because it's all like on call now, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are at the point where you're so good at listening that if I tell you to make a change in your measurement of rice or whatever it may be, you're locked in. Like, you're like, okay, coach said meal 3 today is this instead of this, or whatever. And it's like, you're just dialed, you know what I mean? Like, you're not stressed about that change. You're just like, okay, I just have to do this. Like, and you don't think twice about it, type of thing.
And it shows. It shows. Like,
shows on your physique, bro.
Oh my goodness, it does.
Right?
It really does. It really does. That's something that I can guarantee, but you'll see for yourself.
Yeah. And that's the best part, guys. Hey, we're talking right now, and you guys may be listening to this and being like, oh, wow, like the show's going to be cool. Only shitty thing kind of is that for most of the shows during COVID, or I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube, but anyways, whatever. Most of the shows during the pandemic, that's what you're supposed to say, they've been live streamed, and you can buy like a pay-per-view. But now for this one, you can't. So we'll obviously be videotaping everybody's routines, and I have a bunch of family coming to the show to support the team or whatever. So I'm gonna try and get somebody to just like videotape all 4 of the athletes, their routines, get some footage of their stage presence and all that stuff, and kind of just like let the Team Bionic community know like how everybody did and whatever. There's gonna be a lot of posts and videos and content and stuff. So even though you can't watch the live stream from home, everybody's gonna see the results from show day.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, you definitely are. Or if not, you're going to hear about it.
Exactly. Well, hey, if you're subscribed to the Bionic Podcast, you will be hearing from all of the athletes. I think also like really connecting my business to this podcast is something that I've been wanting to do as well. So I think bringing on like all my athletes, even like some of my lifestyle clients, like just the people that I train, like that I've helped achieve their goals, like in just like them losing weight or gaining muscle or whatever it may be that they have achieved their goals with Team Bionic, kind of have people come on here and share with everybody like, hey, this is how I did it, this is what worked for me and whatever. Because the more perspectives you hear about and the more like things people you listen to or whatever, the more you're like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. Or, you know, that person has it really tough. Like, maybe that's a bit tougher than what I'm going through, and then you feel like some relief, or, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I love podcasts, like, all different kinds of podcasts, like topic. You were telling me too. Yeah.
We listen to some podcasts here.
Yeah. So
we're not going to name them now because we're focused on this one. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. This is the podcast. This is the only podcast you should be listening to.
That's it.
You know, and yeah, guys, if you haven't, you can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube as well. Do you have any last thoughts, signs off for anybody?
No, honestly, I can only say I'm beyond excited. I'm so happy to be part of Team Bionic. It's you chose the right logo, and if I may say, this is the reason why. Because a lion runs with its pride, and the head of the pride is the individual, which always makes sure everyone in that pride is set and put together. And that's really what Coach has been doing, not only with his athletes, but you can see it in the passion that you have. So I just want to take the time right now, I haven't fully done it yet, to say thank you. I appreciate it so much. My physique has been the best that it's been ever in my life. And I'm a person, for those who knows me, and for those who will see this, they know that I work my butt off in the gym. But I've never worked as hard as Team Bionic made me work in these cycles. And I'm truly thankful. And this is just the beginning, just the start.
That's awesome.
Right? So I will hopefully you guys hear, well, you definitely hear more from me, but I hope you guys hear more from Coach here, and tune in.
This Saturday, November 20th, Team Bionic takes over the King Kong Classic. I'm going to shake your hand on camera, bro. Thank you so much for coming out. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you are not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Take care, guys.